Hello, mathematical literacy learners. Welcome to day one of the challenge. This is the one where I turn into a video. I'll be dropping video after video. So you just get on your thing and just do your thing, okay? So I've got your back, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook or in my classroom, I've got your back. So I'm going to do everything in my best to keep the question paper in the frame as well while we're going through, so we can go through along together. And let's get started. Right. So this is day one, and it goes like this. A company installed computers at a computer center in October 2015. The manager used a bank account to pay the employees' wages for the project. Below is a comparison of the cash withdrawal fee structures of two banks in 2015 and the percentage changes in fees from 2014 as well as the calendar for October 2015. Now I want to go back and say it said something about here we have cash withdrawal fee structures for two banks, and it also has percentage change. Now let's not confuse percentage with percentage change, right? Percentage change is the percentage of the change. So first you calculate the difference, and then you get the percentage, and then you have percentage change. So how do you get that? We have a formula for calculating percentage change. That's fine. And then we have a cash withdrawal fee structure of two banks, and they've given us it nicely in a table here. Okay, let's look at it. We have a bank X at 3 rands and 95 cents plus 1 rand 30 per 100 rand. So if you calculate the fees in 2015 for bank X, you get that it's 3 rand 95 cents plus 1 rand 30 per 100 rand. Now, if we have fees per 1,000 rand, that means if you withdraw 1,000 rand, this is how much you're going to pay based on this structure here. And then percentage change is that percentage we pay change we were talking about that has a formula, and you get the percentage change. A percentage change, what it is it's the difference and the percentage calculated all the way to the difference calculated as a percentage all the way, right? So we don't know how much the fee is here. We also don't know how much the percentage change is for bank Y. But we do know for bank Y is that the fees per 1,000 rand is 15 rand and 50 cents. And then our formula is 4 rands plus 1.15%, right, of withdrawal amount. So now let's see. I want to come here first. I love it when they give us something like this and then they give us an answer. I'm just going to quickly use this formula and see if the 1,000 rand they're talking about here on this bank is 15 rand 50. Can I get that calculation, right? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that calculation on the side. I'm not going to do it here where I'm going to do my answers. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it here. So fees is equal to, and the formula says you pay 4 rands, right? But this is fixed, right? Then plus 1.15% of withdrawal. I have a tendency of reading words wrong or skipping words when I read a sentence. I know it's just one of my learning disabilities. Just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Anyone else who has some kind of difficulty when it comes to reading and doing all those things? Because I noticed that I read words wrong. I skip words in a sentence. So it's, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, our fees is equal to, and then we say 4 rands plus, so this is our fixed amount, right? This is, you pay this amount no matter how much you're withdrawing, but we're withdrawing 1,000 rand, so we're just going to stick to 1,000 rand. We want to see if this 15 rand 50 is actually calculated by this formula. So 1.15% is part of the formula, and then this off, of course, means that you're going to multiply by the withdrawal amount, right? So I say by the withdrawal amount. So how much is the withdrawal amount? 1,000 rand. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the 1,000 rand here. I want us to start with this one because then I want us to go up there and talk about what's going on in that formula. Okay, now we just have to use our calculator and BODMAS and all that stuff and get our answer. 4 rands plus this is 1,15. So I like to think of percentage as a fraction and fraction as a decimal fraction. So what I do is I say 1,15 divided by 100. Now remember, this is a level 7 challenge, so I'm gonna be a bit fast, and I know some people complain that I'm fast, but this is a level 7 challenge, guys. I'm not going to the answers are long and everything, so I'm not going to be very slow. I'm not going to over explain. You're going to have to ask questions in order for me to over explain. Okay, so this is 0,0115 times 1000. Okay, so now it's very clear. Now, when I look at this, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh, this is multiply. So this one goes with this one. They're multiplying each other, and then I can add afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 4 rands. It's not part of this way yet, so I'm going to multiply there. 0,0115 multiplied by 1,000, 5 rands. Oh, okay, and then say plus 4 rands, and that's 15 rand. 50. Okay, that's it. We've got it. We know you get it like that. This is according to, I'm doing these calculations to understand the formula, because they still use these formulas exactly like this. This one, let's talk about the formula from a Bank X. Right, Bank X says that their fee structure is calculated like this. So it's 3 rands and 95 cents plus 1.30 per 100 rand. That's fine. You can see it there. I'm just going to check if I copied it. 3,95 plus 1,930 per 100 rand. Okay, so we got it correctly. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about this. What does this mean? This means that for if you withdraw 100 rand, here on this side, you're going to pay 130. But what if you withdraw 200 rand? Right? So you're going to pay, so you get 130 for 100 rand here and 130 for another 100 rand here. But what if you withdraw 20,000? If it's 200, it's easy to see there's 200 rand. There's 100 rand, so I'm going to pay 130, right? I'm going to pay 130 for another 100 rand this side, and I pay 30 for 100 rand, so I have 200 rand, right? But what if it's 20,000? So now I have to figure out how many 100 rands are here. How do I do that? I simply make a small calculation on the side here and say 20,000 divided by the 100 rand, just counting how many 100 rands. I'm cutting 20,000 into 100 rand pieces, and 20,000 is how many 100 rand pieces? So it's 20,000 divided by 100, and that is 200. You have 200 100 rands. So how am I going to multiply here? I'm going to say my fee structure is like this: 3,95 plus 1 rand. I don't know why I keep saying fee structure. 30 times 200. 200 times 100 rand, right? So how many 100 rands do we have? We have 200 of them. 200 times 100 is 20,000 rand. So that is the understanding that we're going to go with here, and then we can get the I'm not going to do the rest. Okay, so it times the time. You take 130 and you times by 200 and add 395 cents. So we're going to move on from there. So what we also have here is a calendar. So they've given us a calendar, and they've said that our calendar here is for October 2015. Now, this is a question paper from 2016. Yes, I took this question from the 2016 question paper. We are leaving no stone unturned. Okay, so employees did not work over weekends. So even though we have this calendar for 2015 and maybe in October employees were working, but they don't work on Sunday, and they also don't work on Saturday. That says they note that employees don't work on weekend. Weekend is Saturday and Sunday. You know, you can't count Friday, no matter how much we want to count Friday. Friday is a weekday. Right, let's do this. For 3 marks. Determine the probability of randomly selecting a work day in October 2015 with a date that is an even number. Okay, we're looking for two things here. One, it must be a work day. Okay, so these are all work days here, right? Out of these work days, we are looking for a day that is an even number. So what is an even number? An even number, those are the numbers with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? And odd numbers, as we say in my community, in numbers as in umqakati, right? So that is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, so we're gonna do the count for all the numbers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We have 22 working days. Now the probability is we want ones that are even numbers. I like to go in a row, whether I'm going down or by column per column, or I'm going per row, but I want to go in a sequence. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 even days that are working days out of 22 working days, and that is our probability. So before we fly off, someone is gonna say, do we leave it like this? Yes, you can leave this answer like this, because you go back to your question and it doesn't say write the probability as a percentage, write the probability as a fraction, write it as a decimal, nothing. So you've done your probability, you are done. Now another thing I was asked by the people who did the challenge, they asked me, what if I said out of, what is this? Out of 31 days. What if I said 11 out of 31 days? I understand. But remember, there was a key here that said we're not using what? Saturdays and Sundays, right? There was that. But according to my knowledge, as I have seen, you wouldn't get a 0. This particular question in November was 3 marks. Just be you, but answer to the best of your ability. That's what I'm trying to say. I think I've said too much. We're gonna move on. 1.1.2. Give one valid reason why a company will not necessarily use a bank offering the lowest bank charges. Now, this is quite a loaded question. First, they're saying give one valid reason why a company would not necessarily use a bank offering the lowest bank charges. So they're saying here there's two banks. One bank has charges that are higher than the other bank, and then but then the business says, no, we're going to go with the one that has high fees. Why would they pay more when they can pay less in another bank? Why would you pay more for anything if you can get it cheaper somewhere else? I'd say quality. That's my number one. I'd say quality. So if the bank that they're choosing might perhaps have the best service, like it provides services the way they want, right? So I would say that. Also, maybe the bank is in their community, so they feel like they will have a better relationship. See how you can answer these questions. I'm not a fan of giving you the answers to this type of questions, but we can have a discussion about it. So I'd say if you're being loyal to a bank that is in your community as a business, that might even in the end work out better for you, because a bank that is a local bank might be more willing to customize some of its services towards your business. The relationship you might have with the employees and might assist your business. Okay, so yeah, and many other reasons. 1.1.3, determine the missing value A of rounded off to 1 decimal if the 2024 withdrawal fees was equal to. So this is bank X. No, this is bank Y. So I see there, you see 350, 1.1%. A is in bank Y. So we're going to go with that. A is in bank Y. A is in bank Y, so we're talking about bank Y. I do not like that they didn't reassure you that this is bank Y, but okay, fine. We so know that A there is in bank Y. So there is 2 questions here. One is you have to round off, but you round off the answer. So first you have to find the fees, which is value A, and then you have to find the fees 2. And then they gave us a formula, and then say you may use this following formula. They gave us 2 formulas, and the question is 5 marks. So I already know there's a lot that's happening here because I have 5 marks. Let's just go and find the question first. What are they asking us to do? They're asking us to find the value of A. Remember the name. What is the name of A? A is percentage change. So this is A, right? A here is going to come out of this formula. So what's going on with this? Okay, here's what's happening here. In order to calculate a percentage change in this formula, we need the fees for 2015. We can get that because this formula is for 2015. But then we need the fees for 2014. And if you look here, there's nothing. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the formula and calculate the 2014 withdrawal fees, and then we are going to substitute the withdrawal fees for 2015. It says here 2015 fees, and then it says 20 percentage change from 2014. So we're going to calculate the percentage change here for value A, and then we're going to be good. So we have a formula for everything. We just have to substitute to the formula. So our fees is equal to 3 rands and 50 cents plus 1.1%. Now remember in 2015 it's 1.15, so that's the difference there. That's the difference, but it's not the percentage difference. So we're going to calculate off withdrawal. I'm just going to shorten it up so that it can all fit in. Withdrawal fees. Ooh, my withdrawal is so wrong here. Withdrawal amount. Why am I thinking everything at the same time? Okay, so we have fees, which is equal to, we're going to substitute to the formula. We're going to say 3 rand 50. Should have checked if I copied correctly. I'm going to check as I'm going. 1.1%, yes, of withdrawal fees. Of the withdrawal amount, okay, the withdrawal amount plus 1.1% of the withdrawal amount. How much is the withdrawal amount? 1,000 rand. So we're going to go with 1,000, and then we're just going to calculate how much that is. Remember the percentage is 1.1 divided by 100, and that's 0.011, and I'm going to multiply that by 1,000. And then I'm going to have 11. Okay, so fees is equal to 3 rands and 50 cents plus 11 rands. And we have, if we add that together, that's going to be 14 rand 50. So I'm good with that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm then going to go ahead and calculate the percentage difference using the formula. So it says percentage difference or percentage change in fees is equal to, and I'm going to copy the formula, 2015 fees per 1,000 divided by the 2014 fees. Make sure you use their formula. Don't be like, I know the formula, just and use your own. It's better to just use their formula. And then you multiply the end there by 100%. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to substitute the percentage change. 2015 fees we can get from the table. That's 50. That's 15 rand 50. Divided by and 14 rand 50, and then minus 1 times 100. Right, so we're going to calculate there. So we're going to say 15 rand 50 divided by 14 rand 50 is equal to, and then you can write it if you want. I'm just going to minus by 1, and then we're going to write that, which is equal to 0,068965517. Then I'm going to multiply that by 100%. So I'm going to multiply by 100 now. 100, and then I get 6,896551724. If I copy it wrong, bear with me. Okay, I just want to come back here. You take this, you divide it by this, and you get you say is equal to. Then you minus the 1. If you don't do that, your calculator might do it wrong, especially if you have a calculator like mine. But if you have a scientific calculator, you can just write the whole thing the way it is, and then it'll give you an answer. That's fine too. But I like step by step. Makes me feel like I'm achieving something. Okay, so we're going to go and do the one part. So there was 3 questions here. One more thing, we did calculate the fees for 2014 because we were not given that, and then we did calculate the percentage change, but we have to do one more thing, round off to 1 decimal. Now decimals is after the comma. 1 decimal is the first number, second is the second number, third, so on and so on. I almost said njalo. Okay, so that means we have to end here. And when we end here, I'm going to write this in. I find that less kids who are aiming for level 7 cannot round off. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do this here. It's 6,89655 1724. Remember, level 7 is not 80%. 80% is the minimum of level 7. Level 7 is 100%. Just reminding you. Okay, 1 decimal is here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the neighbor. Remember that whole less than 5, 5 and more, right? If it's less than 5, then it says do no change. Otherwise, there's a change. Okay, so we're going to say 6, comma, because we're still going to have 1 number after the comma. And then we're going to say, what does it say? It says change. Then it's going to be 6,9%. And we've got our A. So I'm just going to write it here. Again, we have 1 decimal. They said this is the end. So we must look at the next number there. So we're going to say 6,9. So that 9 here says this number must increase because it's 5 or above 5. It's actually above 5, so this number must increase before it's left alone. So we have 6, nothing happened to 6, and then we have a comma, and then we have 9. Remember, this was a percent, so that hasn't changed. Okay, we move on. We're going to go to the 7 marks question. We go. Okay, so the company withdrew 15,000 Rand for the weekly wages every Friday. The financial officer stated that the company would have saved more than 90 Rand in withdrawal fees if they had used Bank Y rather than Bank X for the 4 withdrawals. Verify whether the statement is valid or not. Okay, so I read my question for the first time. I already can tell there's a lot going on, but I'm going to start with this. Verify. Right? So there's something that's being said here that I need to prove that it's true. Right? So what am I verifying? The statement that's being said here. So I'm going to go again to my question. This time I'm going to pick up so much. The company withdrew 15,000 Rand. Okay, here's our withdrawal amount for the weekly wages every Friday. The financial, remember that? They said every Friday. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Fridays. The financial officer stated that the company would have saved more than 90 Rand in withdrawal fees if they had used Bank Y. So we're going to prove that they would have saved more than 90 Rand in fees if they used Bank Y instead of Bank X. Okay? But they didn't tell us the fees though. We need to see the fees. So what do we need to see here? We need to see the fees for Bank Y. We need to see the fees for Bank X for what's happening here, and then we will be able to say, is the statement valid or not? Okay, how much are they withdrawing? They're withdrawing an amount of 15,000 rand every Friday. So I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna count my Fridays. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 Fridays. Okay, so we're going to look at our 15,000 rand. We're going to withdraw it from bank Y, pay our fees there, and then we're going to go and withdraw at bank X, pay our fees there, and then we're going to check which one is in accordance with the statement. Let's go in order. Okay, so we're going to calculate for bank X. It's 15,000. I'm going to write the amount right here because I'm going to hide the question. 15,000. So I'm going to go like this. For bank X, we're going to do this. We're going to calculate the fees. Fees in bank X. Okay, so fees in bank X is equal to 3 rands and 95 cents plus 1 rand 30 per 100 rand. I like to copy the formula and see it right in front of me. And then we're going to calculate the fees by saying 3 rand 95 plus 1 rand 30. But then here it says per 100 rand. So I have to calculate how many 100 rands are in 15,000. I'm just going to quickly do it here. I do all my calculations close by so that the marker can see them. I divide by 100 and then we have 150. I'm going to do that on the calculator. My brain just froze there. 15, 1, 2, 3 divided by 100, and that is 150. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to times that by 150 times, right? And we have the fees, which is, we're going to first calculate 395 plus, then we're going to multiply 130 by 150. And then we get 195. So we have our banking fees, just add 395 and we have 198 rands and 95 cents. Okay, so this is just for one Friday. Okay, so how many Fridays do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So they did this 4 times this month. And so we're going to say for October, this is how they did it. They said 198 every time they were depositing 15,000, and the total became 795 rands and 80 cents. Voila! So we're going to go and then we're going to calculate bank Y. Hope I'm not off camera yet. Okay, so before we could do the comparison, I'm just going to do this so that we can still see the formula and everything. Okay, so remember we're still calculating for 15,000 rand, and then we're just going to do this. So we're going to say fees is equal to 4 rands plus 1.15%. So this is bank Y of withdrawal amount. So here on this one, they don't count the number of 100 rands because it doesn't say per 100 rand, but instead it's per rand. So every amount here is accounted for. So here we're going to say, again, fees is equal to 4 rands plus 1.15. I'm just going to calculate 1.15 again. 1.15 divided by 100, that is 0.0115 times, how much is the withdrawal? 15,000. Do you remember it? Okay, so now we're going to say 4 rands plus, and then we're going to multiply it by 15,000 rands. We have 172 rands and 50 cents, and then we're going to say plus 4, I almost said times 4. So the total here is 176 rands and 50 cents. So now we're going to say this times 4. So for the month of October, they did it this 4 times. and then it is 176.50 times 4, and then you have 706 rand. So we have the fees for bank X and we have the fees for bank Y, and we are just going to then do the comparison. Now let's go back to the questions before we compare, so that we can verify. The statement said that the company would have saved more than 90 rand if they used bank Y instead of bank X. Let's see. Is bank Y bigger than bank X? No, bank Y is smaller than bank X. So if they use bank Y, they will save. But will they save more than 90 rand? So if they said they will save money, then that's agreeable, that's correct. But now they're saying they will save more than 90 rand. Let's check if they save more than 90 rand. Okay, so let's just calculate the difference. There's 795.80 minus 706, and then that would be 89 rands and 90 cents. Is this more than 90 rand? No, this is not more than. So that is not valid. Yes, they will save, but they will not save more than, right? They will not save more than. That's what I'm going to say. They're not going to save more than. Okay, so let's go. Very nice question, 1.1.4. These are the questions you need to answer to get that 100%, the 99%. You need to answer these questions to the best of your ability. Okay, so 1.1.5 is 4 marks, okay? Calculate an employee's total monthly wage if he earned 2,142 rand and 85 cents per week in October. Assume that the employee was not absent and did not work overtime. So if they work per week and they earn this much per week, how many weeks are they going to work? So you need to figure out how many weeks they're going to work. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to work 4 weeks. And then we have this week here. Ooh, interesting. We've got the week here, which is a full week, 4 weeks. And then we have the 2 days. Now here, this is a bit, this is a bit irritating because I would assume that they would get paid at the end of this week, which would be in November. But since they were only talking about October, let's say he quit his job, right? And they worked up until the 31st and then he quit. So how are they going to pay him? They'll pay him for the full weeks and then they pay him for the 2 days, right? So how much will he make? We can do this. We can just say if I calculate how much this person earns per day, I can go ahead and say it's 2,142 rands and 85 cents. And then we divide this by 5 because this is for 5 days. Remember, they work for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days and then they get paid. They don't work on Saturday or Sunday. Okay, so we find out how much this person earns in 1 day. 2,142 rands and 85 cents. That's not bad. That's not too bad at all. Divided by 5. And then in 1 day, they earn 428 rands and 57 cents. Now, how many days in total do they work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 days. So this person actually worked for 22 days. And then I'm going to multiply that by 22 and see what happens. So it will be 9,000 428 rands and 54 cents. That's the total that this person will get. I'm very inclined to calculate this way, but a part of me just doesn't want to do it this way. You know, I want to calculate per week, and I want to say, this is how you do it. I want to say 2,142 rands and 85 cents times 4, and then I get the answer, which is 2,142 rands and 85 times 4, and that is 8,571 rands and 40 cents. But then what about the 2 days? So I'm just going to say, okay, plus to the 2 days, which is 8,571.40 plus 428.57 times 2, and then I get the answer. So that's 428.57 times 2 plus, oh, why is my 8,000? Oh, there's no one. 8,571.4, and then we have 9,428 rands and 54 cents. Oh, voila! You can calculate it like this if you want. Okay, so we move on from this darling question with 4 marks. So I guess the rest of the marks come from here. We move on to 1.2. Ooh, 1.1 was a headache already. Number of occupants shipped globally. Before we continue on 1.2, I just want to point out that 1.1 was, of course, a tariff question. Bank tariffs, right? So I hope you understood that that was a tariff question in finance. Okay, so 1.2 says, since 2012, there has been a decrease in the number of computers shipped globally. Table 2 below shows the changes in the number of computers shipped globally by the 5 largest computer manufacturers worldwide in the first quarter of 2012 and the first quarter of 2013. And then it says global shipments of computers by the 5 largest computer manufacturers, and then they give us following: manufacturer A, manufacturer B, manufacturer C, manufacturer D, manufacturer E. I don't like that they're hiding these companies. You know why? I'll tell you why. We live in a world where information is very important, right? So can you imagine there's this documentary, no, an interview that I watched where a guy who was in prison wrote to a lot of companies and asked them to sponsor him to study, you know, and 3 companies apparently responded. So if we don't know these companies, we can communicate with them. We can sneak in and try and ask them things, you know, because you can ask companies. Did you know that? You can turn around your we consume the stuff. Remember, we are customers, and they're part of our world. They're part of our function. So you turn it around and you write them a letter and you see what happens. You know, who knows? They might just be looking for somebody like you, and they just don't know you exist. Okay, so let me see. Company A, B, C, D, and E. And then number of computers in millions shipped. Okay. The most important thing here is in millions. I want us to do that first. In millions. Ooh, once you miss that, you're going to lose so much marks from here. That is not 15,7. 15,7 means it's 15 computers. Can you imagine a computer company shipping from another country 15 computers? In the whole quarter of 2012, right? So no, it's 15,7 million. Okay, so I'm gonna pull that paper that I used. Where is it? Oh, I wrote the answers here. Okay, I'm gonna pull one of these and I'm going to check. Let's check. Okay, I'm just going to use a piece of paper here, and I'm going to just go ahead and read those numbers. We're going to do 15,7. So this is 15,7 million So if it was 15,7 thousand, it would have been 15,7 thousand. Why am I writing it like that? Thousand. Right? So that would have been like that. So what this means is you take the 15,7, you multiply it by this word, which is 1 million, and you get the accurate number, which is now not in number in English, but it's in numbers only, digits only. So that's 15 numerals only. I'm trying to give you the words that they will use. So this is 1. Let me see. Oh, this is 15,700,000 computers. So that's what we're going to look at here. Okay, let's get started. So the first question is 4 marks. Give and explain 2 possible factors that could have led to the decrease in the global shipment of computers since 2012. Why would they ship less computers since 2012? Okay, one of the reasons would be supply versus demand. So the demand of the computers maybe became less, and therefore they had to ship less computers. Yeah, that might be it. Or maybe the cost of the production, so they're making less computers because it costs more to make computers. Maybe some of the countries have started having stricter laws of shipping, so it's difficult to ship to some countries. Maybe it became difficult to ship to some countries in 2013. I don't know. I'm not that worldly. Okay, so yeah, things like that. So another reason could be security, you know. Remember, we have pirates. Did you know that we have actual real pirates in 2024? Yeah, so of course, security reasons, maybe they chose not to send as much computers. Yeah, because of theft and stuff, so they're trying not to lose too much. I'm assuming this part. I'm assuming. Okay, so we're gonna move on to 1.2.2, and the next question, of course, is for 4 marks again. Determine the difference between the total number of computers shipped globally by the 5 manufacturers in the first quarter of 2012 and the first quarter of 2013. So determine the difference. So what I'm doing here is I'm calculating the difference. So they want me to calculate the difference, and the formula for difference is highest minus lowest. Okay, so highest what? They say the total number of computers shipped in manufacturers 5 in first quarter of 20. Ooh, the total, highest total minus the lowest total. Ooh, I first have to find the totals. Okay, so the total for 2012, and the total will be here 15,7 plus 11,7 plus 10,1 plus 9 plus 5,4, and that should give us 51, well, I switched it off. 15.7 plus 11.7 plus 10.1 plus 9 plus 5,4. I have to do this, otherwise I'll get bored and stop. And then 2013, the total here in 2013 is 12,0 plus 11,7 plus 9,0 plus 6,2 plus 4,4. And that is 12,0, don't have to say 0, plus 11,7 plus 9 plus 6,2 plus 4,4, and that is 43. Don't forget that is million. Why did I forget to write that? 43.3 million. And then we're going to do the difference. Because they said calculate the difference, not the totals. They said calculate the difference is equal to highest minus lowest, so maximum, And then the difference will be, highest is 51,9 minus 43,3. And then we have the difference as 8,6 million. Remember, that's not 8,6, not 8 computers, it's 8,6 million computers. 8,600,000. Okay, like the brave little soldiers we are, we're going to go ahead and tackle the 7 marks question. Woo-wee. Okay. Just trying to pad myself up because I'm getting a headache. Oh, calculating loudly is not an easy thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 7 marks. Let me just check if we're still in frame. Yes, okay. It was stated that in this period, manufacturer A showed a greater percentage decrease. Manufacturer A showed a greater percentage decrease in the shipment of computers compared with manufacturer D. We're talking about percentage difference. Verify. Now here's that word again. Verify. Showing all your calculations that the statement is valid or not. Okay, what are we talking about here? Manufacturer A showed a greater percentage decrease. Percentage decrease. So we're going to talk about percentage change. Percentage change for manufacturer. In order for us to verify this, we have to first get the percentage change for both manufacturer D and manufacturer A. Let's talk about that first. Okay, so percentage change is equal to current value minus previous value. You have to know this. Level 7, you have to know this. Divided by previous value times 100. Oh, I hope I got it right. So not percentage change, right? Okay, so we're going to do for A, company A, and then we're going to substitute. So percentage change for company A is equal to current value. The current here, so this 20, if we are in 2013, then current is 2013 and previous is 2012. Okay, so current value is 2012. No, 2013. So that's 12 minus 15,7 divided by 15,7. And then you multiply that by 100 and it'll give you a percentage. And then we get 12 minus 15,7 divided by 15,7. That should give us 0, minus 0.23566878 9. I'm going to multiply that by 100 and we're going to get a percentage. So it decreased by 23.56687898%. I'm not going to round off. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to go ahead and go for company D and say percentage change is equal to current. I'm doing it the second time now. I know it doesn't carry the same marks. Divided by previous times 100. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to substitute from company D. That's 6,2 minus 9 divided by current or previous, which is 9. Okay, so that's times 100, and then we're just going to do and get it all done at the same time. 6,2 minus 9 divided by 9 times 100. That should be 31 minus 31, 24,6,8%, right? So the last part that I'm going to do now is they said that it showed a greater percentage. But if I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the two, they say company A showed a greater percentage decrease. But when I'm looking here, it doesn't show a greater percentage decrease. It's not valid. The one that shows a greater percentage decrease is company D. So that one is not valid. This is bigger than that. This is greater than that. So that's not true. And my darlings, that is how you sneak in at level 3, level 2, level 3, level 4 questions for, what is this? This is actually the second question for 1.2 is, data handling. This is data handling. Oh, great. Numbers and functions and all that stuff. Great. Percentage decrease and percentage increase is started in percentage increase in particular. I started in grade 10. I just want to remind you of that. You don't need to panic, but that's what I'm reminding you of. I'll see you on day 2. Before we get started, I just want to say, to be inclusive, I'm going to do a different challenge for people who feel like level 7 challenge is a bit daunting. So I'm going to do more like a level 5, maybe level 6 challenge. It's coming up very, very soon. Look out for that.